This is the Sabbath School lesson for the fourth quarter, 2021.
Lesson 3 from the series Present Truth in Deuteronomy is titled The Everlasting Covenant, ready for teaching on October 16, and I'm Percy Harrold. Monday, October 11, the Covenant and Israel. Deuteronomy 9 verse 5 reads, "It is not because of your righteousness or the uprightness of your heart that you go in to possess their land, but because of the wickedness of these nations that the Lord your God drives them out from before you, and that he may fulfill the word which the Lord swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." And Deuteronomy chapter 9 and verse 27. Remember your servants, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Do not look on the stubbornness of this people, or on their wickedness, or their sin. How is the reality of the covenantal promises made manifest in this verse? Here, too, the covenant of grace appears. God worked for them despite the constant mistakes. This surely has to be how the gospel works today as well. And it was because of the promise made to the fathers that God's grace was given to their future generations. In Moses dealing with the people to whom the covenantal promises were given as a whole, he often referred back to the covenantal promises made to the patriarchs. Read Exodus 2, verse 24, Exodus 6:8, and Leviticus 26, verse 42. What is being said here that helps show how the covenantal promises work? Exodus 2 and verse 24. And that reads, "So God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob." And Exodus chapter 6 and verse 8. "And I will bring you into the land which I swore to give to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I will give it to you as a heritage. I am the Lord." In Leviticus 26, verse 42, "Then I will remember my covenant with Jacob, and my covenant with Isaac, and my covenant with Abraham I will remember. I will remember the land." The Exodus from Egypt, the great symbol of God's saving grace, also was based on the covenant the Lord had made to their fathers. That is, even before the beneficiaries of the covenant were born, the promises were made in their behalf. Thus, through no merit of their own, to say the least, they received the promised deliverance, which God did for them through the miracles and events of the Exodus. Of course, things don't end there. They went from Egypt to where? Yes, Sinai, where the covenant with them was officially established, as we read in Exodus chapter 20. "And God spoke all these words, saying, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands, to those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labour and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall do no work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honour your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbour. You shall not covet your neighbour's house. You shall not covet your neighbour's wife, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbour's." Now all the people witnessed the thunderings, the lightning flashes, the sound of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking. And when they saw it, they trembled and stood afar off. Then they said to Moses, "You speak with us, and we will hear. But let not God speak with us, lest we die." And Moses said to the people, "Do not fear, for God has come to test you, and that his fear may be before you, so that you may not sin." So the people stood afar off, but Moses drew near the thick darkness where God was. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Thus you shall say to the children of Israel, You have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. You shall not make anything to be with me, gods of silver or gods of gold you shall not make for yourselves. An altar on earth you shall make for me, and you shall sacrifice on it your burnt offerings and your peace offerings, your sheep and your oxen. In every place where I record my name I will come to you, and I will bless you. And if you make me an altar of stone, you shall not build it of hewn stone, for if you use your tool on it, you have profaned it. Nor shall you go up by steps to my altar, that your nakedness may not be exposed on it." And central to that covenant was gospel and the law, the 10 Commandments, which they were called upon to obey, a manifestation of their saving relationship with the Lord, who already had redeemed them, the gospel. Hence, again and again in Deuteronomy, they were called to obey that law as their part of the covenant, which had been ratified at Sinai. So to finish today, what role should the law of God play in our lives today, we who have been saved by grace? And why is the law so crucial to our experience with God? This lesson was read by Dr. Percy Harrold for Christian Services for the Blind. Sponsored by the Sabbath School Department and distributed through Hope Channel Australia, this podcast is also redistributed by Hope Channel Germany, Christian Record Services for the Blind, and It Is Written. It is also available on SoundCloud and through multiple podcast distributors, including Apple iTunes. Remember, God is always faithful.